Hello, this is Kara from Kara Tarot with a general reading for Sunday, September 14th, 2025. I'm using a 9-card spread that I found online on Instagram, Gem Blackthorn. All one word, Gem Blackthorn on Instagram. And she said this is the best professional spread. That was the way that she titled this. I'm using the Pip Speak Tarot today. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh! Okay, so in this spread, this is the querent, and then it's laid out this way, but it's read as spiritual plane, earthly plane, subconscious, past, present, and possible future. And then these are the surrounding influences. So the Cavalier de Coupe, the Knight of Cups, offers love. This is the querent. This is you today, riding forth. Now, he is riding towards the past, offering the cup of love. Kind-hearted, well-intentioned, moving forward at a steady pace. I recently heard someone say something that I liked about the knights, that all of the knights are on an impossible mission, or a mission that is potentially impossible. So this offering this cup of love indiscriminately to the world would be a pretty impossible task. We have the stars and hearts flowing down here into the Ace of Cups. Again, this is an overflowing of love, an overflowing of affection. Coming over into the Four of Swords, which has some blossoms that are going to die because they've been decapitated, but it does have this rest of the Four of Swords, has the potential for beautiful new growth. And it will be the growth of your intuitive and spiritual nature, able to charge forth into the world. So once again, charging forth. To a very happy day, a day of community, and a day of celebrations and joy and community. That's the beginning here, but then we add this little fly in the ointment, which is the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak. This is not an ending heartbreak, though, because growth is possible from this. So, as always, life is filled with disappointments and heartbreaks, little star at the point of the sword could be the learning experience from this. No one is free of that. And that completes your ability to have completed your cycle where you can feel that you have attained what you need to attain. And then you can act with great creativity and care for others and be much more restful and secure in who you are and what you're doing. Fascinating to me. Looking to the past, looking to the past, looking to the past, looking to the past, looking to the future. So all of these things that are kind of reflective upon themselves, but then allow you finally to look forward to the future with security and creativity and wisdom. Also, right away, I noticed that the Cavalier de Coupe is looking directly at La Pépesse, who is also looking to the past, but looking even more so internally. This internal knowledge, intuition, subconscious knowledge, even though she's not in that position. So let's look at this now in the rows here. We have the subconscious row is just needing a break, needing this restfulness, this evenness of the Four of Swords. There is no great, there are stars here, but there is none of them are attached to these resting swords. So putting down your sword alone is not enough. It's for you to gain any particular wisdom. It's by moving through into this Ace of Cups where you have this overflowing of emotion, and then moving into this King of Wands in his security, his creativity, his forward thinking, and yet being so secure that he can remain seated. But first, even your subconscious needs to rest sometimes, as much as possible. Just rest. Rest your subconscious. Now, on the material plane, ironically, you have La Pépesse, who is looking backwards over your past. I think she's trying to glean information and intuition from things that have happened to you in the past. And we do this a lot in the material plane. We review our past thoughts, our past actions, and sometimes, question ourselves as to what we've done. And then that moves into a much more active Knight of Cups, who is referring back to this, again, referring back to this, to be able to move forward happily and offer love after having reviewed this, to move into a sense of completion here in the material plane, where you've done the feeling that you've done all that you can do materially. Spiritually, you are someone who wants to just drive forward and in great happiness, but again, looking towards the past, perhaps based on the things you've done in the past. You want to drive forward before thinking, sometimes spiritually. You are helped in your spiritual path by a community of believers, by people that share the same belief system as you do, but your spiritual belief systems have been meeting with great heartbreak recently. I would attribute that to what's going on the national stage. So you're going to need this drive, and you're going to need this community to help you get through this national and international heartbreak that we are going through. In the past frame, we have all these two characters looking towards the past. In the past, you had more energy, more drive, and more confidence in your inner knowledge, in your innate understanding of things. And this gave you a greater ability to sleep peacefully, to rest easily. In the present, you have a group of people around you who are very supportive, who celebrate with you, who bring you happiness as much as creating happiness for you, which enable you to drive forward, offering love to the world around you, and is a great resource of overflowing in your love towards others and blossoming upwards. The potential future, we still have this darkness, but if we can get through the darkness, potential future, and work through that, use these resources to help you work through that and to help you get through that, we can eventually lead to a sense of completion or the end of a cycle. That might be very important with this, the end of a cycle that will lead us to more peaceful waters as we then move forward into our full strength, our security, our ability to use our creativity and our strength of this love and nurturing to look forward and move forward with confidence. And I'm going to add one more card from the bottom of the deck, and that is Le Papa, also looking forward now. So the final note in this is that traditions are helpful. Traditions and rules may be what saves us here. The enforcement of old norms, the maintaining of old standards and traditions that will help nurture these look like children here to me, that will help nurture children and raise children so that we all can move forward together with peace and also with the completion of bringing our internal spirituality to the external. Lovely spread today, and I hope this brings you hope in the dark days that we have had, and we definitely have more dark days ahead, but I find this very hopeful, and I hope you do too. This is Kara from Kara Tarot. Thank you. This is one of the additional cards in this deck, and I will have to look that up before we even get started. I will say cards like this are one of the reasons this is not my favorite deck. As much as I love how bright it is I'm not sure what this card is. It could be the Ace of, I'm going to assume this is the Ace of Hearts, the Ace of Cups, but there are some, she has 4 additional cards, and this card isn't labeled, but I don't think that's one of the 4 additional cards because there are yes, no, and 2 other characters. So it's just, there are some cards where they're not labeled, and a lot of times it's the aces I find confusing in this deck. And that could be me too, because I just don't use this deck as much. Certainly, as far as my readings, the Ace of Cups would make sense because I just got an Ace of Cups yesterday, and cards tend to repeat themselves for me.